Hi Thomas, in this video I'm going to explain you how to provide diagnostics webinar for our trainees. So basically in this webinar what you would need to do is to explain them agenda, what is diagnostics, the structure of the diagnostics, what is a strong goal, how to create strong goal, and how to summarize. So basically here you can explain that diagnostics is a process where we are asking customers some type of questions in order to find their interests, in order to find their pains, as Yulia said, pains, which is difficulties with using computer, and of course to set a strong goal for parent and for the child. We have different stages of diagnostics, which is hobbies and experience, difficulties in using of the computer, goal for the child, goal for the parent, and summarize. In this slide, I'm explaining everything like about diagnostics step by step. Hobbies and experience. Why do we ask such questions? We ask such questions in order to find what is child attracted to, what is the interest of the child, what does they like, for example. Um, Bobby, tell me please about your hobbies. What do you like to do on your free time? And Bobby tell us like playing football, and I also love like Marvel movies, maybe like Spider-Man. And then in this section, you are engaged in a dialogue with a child. Diagnostics is a process of questions that you're asking both to the child and to the parent. So here, for example, for hobbies and experience, we can ask both parent and the child. Hobbies, we can ask for the child. What do you like to do in your free time? And for the parent, we can ask, for example, Marcus, have you ever had like programming experience before? Maybe Bobby was attending some other courses, or maybe he's attending on computer science classes right now in school. So we ask this question in order to find if child is already had some experience with programming and he could go for more difficult courses like Roblox instead of Minecraft, for example. Difficulties. Difficulties is when we ask a question that is sounds like this. Uh, Marcus, tell me please, how would you rate Bobby's skills in using computer from 1 to 10? And tell me why. We ask this question so parent would rate child skills of using computer and tell us why. What does, for example, he tells, oh, I think 6. Maybe because he's like playing games and he know how to play games, but he doesn't really know how to use, for example, Word or like presentations. So he doesn't have like a lot of professional skills. So we are fighting a pain that a child doesn't have any professional skills in computer. He only knows how to play games. So there is two pains. The first pain is that the only thing that child is doing with the computer is playing games, and parents wants to change that. And the second, he doesn't have professional skills in computer. So two pains. Then we are choosing a goal for the child and goal for the parent. It must be different because for the child, the main goal is to have fun, is to do something interesting, to do something cool. For the parent, is to do something that will help child to build their future. For example, why do we need a goal? Goal is the first of all motivation to study. If our students would not have a goal, they don't see for themselves a reason to continue studies. If they have like a specific final point of destination, what they need to do, then they more motivated to study to achieve this goal. First of all, the goal is divided into a weak and a strong goal. The strong goal is when a goal is specific, realistic, and time limited. Specific means that the goal that we are setting for our child is actually, or the parent, is actually something that they really want, something that is in their area of interest. Like, for example, a child likes Spider-Man and child likes playing games. How about if we create a Spider-Man game where you're gonna be a main character and your friends will be like Miles Morales, for example, the second Spider-Man. So now the goal is more specific than, for example, oh, you like playing games? How if we will create a game for you? Nothing specific, just a game about what? Why does it have to be a child goal? I don't know, nothing specific. Realistic. we need to explain how we will achieve this goal. We will achieve this goal with our Roblox course because Roblox is a great platform for young game developers. A lot of game developers are creating nowadays games in Roblox. Now we're explaining. We have a platform. You are able to do this because a lot of people do this. Time limited. Time limited, it means that the goal has to have a final point when this goal will be achieved. For example, so our goal is to create a Spider-Man game where you're going to be a main character with your friends as your allies. For example, one of them was going to be Miles Morales, another one going to be Mary Jane, and you will achieve this goal with our Roblox course because it's specially designed for young game developers, and it's only gonna take you 1 year of education or 12 months. So we have final point, 1 year of education, 12 months. So this is the difference between a strong goal and a weak goal. In this slide, like this is exactly what I have explained. You can explain it to your trainees and show them this slide. Uh, like this is a strong goal for the child, like step by step, specific, realistic, time bounded. For the parent, specific, realistic, time bounded. And then we explaining them how to summarize. Summarize is basically repeating everything that we discussed during the diagnostics in 1 or 2 sentences, so we could remind to the customer that, hey, we have this goal, we have discussed this, so they will fix it in their brain. Like once you explain about differences in goals and steps of diagnostics, pay a lot of attention on the goals. They must know how to set a strong goal, and they must know what is a weak goal and what is a strong goal. Weak goal is that not specific, doesn't have explanation how we will achieve it, and doesn't have the final destination. Strong goal has all of these 3 points. And then they can play some role play with you. For example, there are two cases. There are two cases. First case is Alexa, what needs to be done? They must find out child age. They must engage a small talk with the child to break the ice and to have this friendly conversation. They must know what is the hobbies, what is the experience, and what is the difficulties in using of the computer. Then they must create a strong goal for the child based on hobbies and strong goal for the parent based on difficulties. Then, for example, same for the Rodrigo, like they can choose whatever. Let's choose that Alexa is, for example, 7 years old and Rodrigo is, for example, 12 years old. So it will be different. And then by the end, you can tell them like, during day 2, you have also learned about practical part. You have learned about practical part. Let's now try to give a feedback after the practical part. Let's pretend that I did like really good and you want to give a feedback about my performance. So this is how you provide a diagnostics webinar step by step. Also, what is important to pay attention during day 2? Let's open it. In day 2, I have added a Scratch tutorial. Lesson 5, part 3, Scratch. Here we have an explanation what is a Scratch in general, and here in this triangle buttons, here a link to install Scratch, PDF explanation of the Scratch. Actually, we don't have it. Let's remove it. Practical part of the Scratch, how to create a project, codes, and how to play Tom and Jerry. For the short explanation for trial class manager, del TCM, not metadista. Metadista is irrelevant. And preparation for the trial class. So this is what they also will learn, and you should learn as well about the Scratch because from new year they are going to provide classes of Scratch, and in the final exam there will also going to be a Scratch class.